Are you unemployed? Or perhaps you know someone who is. For many, it seems finding a job is a discouraging and disappointing endeavor. Or you may have a job. However, the job you have isn't fulfilling to you. Or maybe it pays just barely enough for you to survive on. Or perhaps you have a dream, a vision, or maybe a book that you believe God has given to you and you would like to share it with the world. You can make that a reality, and you can do it starting today. Hello, this is Donnie Collins, the Bible millionaire and founder of Above Only Living, where we show you how to live an extraordinary life spiritually, emotionally, and financially by building wealth through the Word. And I am excited to share with you today the release of my new book, The Unemployment Myth. Yes, it is finally here and available to download. Like many of you, I used to believe that the unemployment that we're hearing so much about was real. I have family members and friends who lost a job due to a downsizing, layoff, plant closing, or a cutback, and many of them had even seen the job that they have be outsourced and shipped overseas. And as they would share their story with me, I tried to encourage them as best that I could. However, I had no real answers to give them about what was happening at the time. Most of my adult life, I've been self-employed, so our circumstances were different. However, I could relate to the uncertainty many of them felt due to the downturn in the market. There were times when I struggled in my businesses to make payroll, keep the doors open, or even to add staff. So I know how frustrating and challenging a disruption in the economy can be. And about 4 years ago, after I relocated to Maryland, my whole world was turned upside down. I had just come off a very successful run in the mortgage and real estate industries, where for the past 6 years I owned 2 companies. One was a mortgage company, and the other was a real estate investment company, and life for me was a blast. Unfortunately, many of you know what happened to those industries over the past 4 years and continues to this day. And after a series of challenges when the market tanked, I found myself in trouble in every way imaginable, spiritually, emotionally, and yes, of course, financially. And I'm sure some of you can relate to what I'm talking about. Fortunately, around this time, God stepped in, and He began to lead me on a journey that I certainly didn't see coming. And I chronicle that journey in The Unemployment Myth. To make a long story short, about a year ago, while I was studying the Bible for another book I was writing, the Holy Spirit began to reveal to me the truth behind the unemployment dilemma that so many people are facing today. He revealed to me that the unemployment that we see is not what it seemed. The truth is, unemployment is a myth. Unemployment doesn't exist. Now, I know what you may be thinking. You may be thinking, well, Donnie, if unemployment doesn't exist, why are so many people unemployed? Now, that's a good question, and it is one that I address extensively in the book. In the book, I expose the myth of unemployment. The reality is, the people are not unemployed, they're uninformed. They're uninformed about the role some politicians and corporations are playing to keep the perceived unemployment rate high and how they are perpetuating this myth to benefit them. And they're also uninformed about why the government can't do much about unemployment. And you need to know the truth. You need to know why high unemployment seems to persist despite the fact that many corporations have earned record profits over the past 4 years. Also, discover what some organizations in the government are not telling the American people about. Little-known equations that are factored into their monetary policy that makes it acceptable for some in our society to be unemployed. Now, many may see this unemployment dilemma as a tragedy, and granted it could be viewed as such, but it is not a tragedy. It's a transition. You see, from a biblical perspective, jobs were for a season. However, that season has ended. Now, we're in a season of transition. If you want to win in this season of transition, you must make the changes necessary to thrive in this new environment, or you'll get left behind. You see, jobs, industries, social status, the middle class in this country and others have all changed. How we listen to music, read books, communicate with each other, find a job, and even, yes, find a mate has changed. Old ways of doing business aren't working anymore because most of them are obsolete in this new economy. Regardless of how we feel about it, things are not going back to the way they were. In The Unemployment Myth, I show you how to triumph in the transition. The Holy Spirit revealed to me how over the past 40 years, God has been strategically putting in place the Promised Land. Those who recognize and capitalize on it are going to see an explosion in the quality of their lives spiritually, emotionally, and yes, financially. The transition has already begun. 2012 marked the beginning of the most expansive, explosive, and dynamic growth periods you and I will ever witness in our lifetimes. All of the pieces are in place. Find out why 2012 ushered in a new wealth phenomenon unlike anything we've experienced before. It is biblical in proportion. Discover what the growth industries of the 21st century are so you can position yourself for this massive wealth generating phenomenon that's sweeping the country. Learn step by step how to reap huge benefits and rewards beginning in 2012 and beyond by doing what you love while helping others in the process. Now you may be saying, Donnie, all of that sounds good. So what is the first thing I should do? Well, the first thing I invite you to do is to download your free complimentary copy of The Unemployment Myth. Yes, it's free. There is no cost or obligation to you to receive it. Simply enter your name and email address in the space to the right of this video and request your complimentary copy. Now you will receive a confirmation email confirming your request, and once you click on it, your free copy will be sent immediately to the email address that you provided. That's all there is to it. Now once you receive your copy of The Unemployment Myth, I'm going to ask you to join me in this fight. Yes, join me in this crusade to eliminate unemployment in America. The myth of unemployment is like a cancer that's destroying families, homes, businesses, relationships, and communities. And I want to eradicate it now. Together, we can do it. Let me close by saying we are America. There is nothing we can't achieve when we set our minds, our hearts, and our wills toward achieving it. Because our country was founded on biblical principles, and God is still in control of this land. Don't let the naysayers fool you. I know that there are those who seek to divide us as a nation and pit one group against the other for profit and selfish gain. But we won't fall for it. No, not this time. I have also heard it said that the American dream is dead, and nothing can be further from the truth. The American dream is alive and well. It dwells in the hearts and the minds of those who have decided not to be denied their right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yes, the American dream is still alive in our nation. God and our founding fathers assures us of it. It's alive for you too, regardless of your current circumstances. All you have to do is seize it. Make this your moment, your season, and your time to build your legacy and capture all that God has for you in this lifetime. May God continue to bless you and your endeavors, and I look forward to seeing you soon as I travel the country helping people recapture the essence and the spirit that is our America. This is Donnie Collins, the Bible Millionaire, encouraging you to live above only.